Hi, friends. How are you? I hope you had a great day. I did, and I'm here now to talk to you about some things that can happen to you in life and how it shapes the way you live or how you order your life. So, how do you teach your children to be honest? How do you know if your children are honest? Because you might tell them that they shouldn't steal, but maybe they come under pressure from their friends and they may go someplace and see something that they want and they take it. How do you relate to your child if your child comes home with something that you didn't purchase for them? Do you take any notice of it? Do you just leave them and let them be, let them keep whatever it is you see them with, although you know you didn't purchase it? Or do you check to find out how they came to be in possession of that? Let me tell you what happened to me one time when I was about between 6 and 8, somewhere there. Before I actually get to that, the first time I took home something, I was at school, at primary school, and I found a pen and I took it home. And my father asked me, "Where did you get that pen?" And I told him I found it at school. And he said I had to take it back. Take it back to school and put it back where I found it. And I couldn't understand. Anyway, I took back the pen. Another time I might have found something else and I got the same reaction. So I just didn't bother to find anything. Anything I saw, if I didn't know whose it was, I perhaps would give it to an adult. If an adult was not around, I'd leave it. Anyways, one day, this is very telling. One day I went down to my little friend's house. I think my father or my mother, somebody had given me something to take down there. I think they gave it to me in a pan. I don't remember if it was fruits or vegetables or whatever it is. Anyways, they gave me something to take down there. And I went with it. And I stayed for a little and was playing with some of the children because that particular yard had lots of children. And I just liked to be able to go there because I liked to get a chance to play. So I was there and I stepped onto the step of the house and looked and saw a pretty little dolly set on the, don't know if it's dresser, whatever you call it. Anyway, it was there. So it had like 6 little cups and saucers and a teapot was in the middle. And I was so fascinated by the little cup and saucers. And I took up one of them, put it in the pan that I had and promptly put it on my head and walked out. Told them I was gone and left. So I was walking, man, and just admiring the little cup and saucer because I took it back out of the pan and I was walking with it and having a good time. And then when I was almost home, I could see my father in the distance standing at the gate. So I put the little cup and saucer into the pan and put it on top of my head. How wise can a child be? Now I'm forgetting that I am much shorter than my father and that he could see what was in the pan. So when I was passing him, he stopped me and he said to me, "What is that in the pan?" And I said, "A cup and saucer," because I'm thinking he must see that it's a cup and saucer. "Where did you get it?" "Down at Mrs. Brown." "Mrs. Brown gave it to you?" "No, Papa." "Mrs. Brown knows that you have it?" "No, Papa." "Take it right back. Take it right back to Mrs. Brown. And don't put it back where you found it. Go and tell Mrs. Brown that you took it and tell her that you're sorry." Good heavens, listen to me. I died 1,000 deaths on my way because I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. Up to this day, I don't know how I lived through that experience. But I took it back. I told her I was sorry. And that was the end of that. I never felt any desire or any need to take anything again that never belonged to me. And that experience has lived with me through the years. So I never wanted to be embarrassed, whether by my parents or anybody else. Therefore, I never stole anything. But let me tell you, I had an embarrassing experience again with stealing. I was in high school and we had just come up from the play field. We had done PE and I was by the pipe and my girlfriend was at the pipe and I said to her, lend me 10 cents until I get into the class so I can get my stuff. And she said, see my purse there, take 10 cents out of it. And I took the 10 cents out of the purse, went to the tuck shop to get some juice, standing in the line waiting. And a bigger girl came up to me and said, where is the 10 cents that you took out of my purse? I said, I never took a 10 cents from your purse. She said, yes, you did. Somebody told me that you took 10 cents out of my purse. And I said, but it wasn't your purse. My friend said it was her purse. Give it to me. It's mine. It's my purse, you little thief. Listen to me. Oh, Jesus. To say that I was angry is putting it mildly. Because I was so embarrassed. Remember now I'm in the line, with everybody lined up to purchase something. I didn't steal the 10 cents from her purse. My friend said to me, it's her purse. I'm to take the 10 cents out of that. And I took it out of there. Well, I had to come out of the line. I didn't get the thing and everybody thought that I had stolen the 10 cents from her. That was a terrible experience. So I'm not getting into anything like that again. Some years ago, I was on the bus and a parent saw a child with a bag of books and she emptied the books out of the bag because apparently it was her child's bag that had been stolen. I don't recall if the books were the child's books, but she saw the bag because there's a mark and whatever, and she discovered it was her bag, and she just said it out loud in there and took the bag. The child was so embarrassed, but that was that. When my children were growing up, they used to go to school with a teacher that taught at their school. And so, especially my son, he would come home some evenings with a new toy or something. And I'd say to him, where did you get that from? And he would say that the lady, the teacher, stopped at McDonald's or wherever she stopped. And she bought a meal, like a kid's meal, and he got the toy in it. And I'd pick up the phone and I'd call her and I'd say, Sister so-and-so, did you stop at McDonald's? Did my boy get? Yes, he did. Yes. And every time, barring none, if he came with it and he gave me that story, I would ask her. And the same for my daughter. And every now and then I would go into their rooms and I'd look through to see if they had anything in there that didn't belong to them, or if they had anything that they're not supposed to have, or if they're doing anything. And I just had to do that. I mean, they had their own privacy because they each had their own rooms, but I needed to find out what was happening. I wasn't just leaving them up to their own whatever so that they could do whatever they want to do and take in anything that they're not taking. Because I remember one time I saw my daughter reading this book. What was it called? It was one of those series. Wow. The Boy is a Warlock. Do you remember what's a very popular book? I saw her with it and she was so engrossed, and I said to her, what book is that? And she told me, and I said to her, let me read the blurb. And I read the blurb and I never liked what I read. And I said to her, where did you get it? She borrowed it from somebody. I said, don't bring it back this evening. Take it back to the person. Whether you're done reading or not, do not bring it back. And that is how I monitored them. Then I remember one evening my son came from school and he said, he showed me he had $20 US. I said, where did you get that from? A girl in his class gave it to him, and she gave lots of other students $20. Where did she get it from? Her uncle had come from the States and he had brought this however much and gave it to her, and she was distributing. So I said, well, you don't need that. You're not keeping it. So the next morning, I didn't give it to him to return it to school. I went to school myself and I found the principal and I told the principal, I said, my son brought home this $20. And he said a girl in his class gave it to him. I said, he doesn't need it. So I'm leaving it with you. And I gave it to the principal and I left. And that was that. Because I determined within myself, I don't know where this child got so much money to be distributing. And I did not want my child to be involved. If anything happened and they said that anybody had stolen any money or she had taken money and they'd come back, I didn't want my child to be embarrassed. And so I took back the money. I have done that, and over the years I've found that they've just adhered to what they're taught. So they don't bring anything that doesn't belong to them, and they know that our mantra is honesty is the best policy. So I know them to be honest youngsters. They were taught not to lie as well. If they tell the truth, they might not be beaten, but if they don't and we find out, they're going to be in trouble. So those are some of the things that we taught them. And so I want you to listen and see whether these are some of the things that you might work with where your children are concerned, to keep them on the straight and narrow, because you don't want them to get into any trouble. You don't want them to be in any embarrassing situations, So check out what is going on with your children. See if they have anything that they're not supposed to have. See if they're doing anything that they're not supposed to be doing. You don't have to feel as though you're invading their privacy and you're not breathing down their necks all the time. But every now and then you go check to see what is going on when they have their own rooms and all of that. Anything can happen. So you just have to keep a lid on what is going on. I just thought that I'd share that with you tonight, and trust that you'll find a way of knowing what is going on with your youngsters. And if you haven't started yet, it's never too late. So just try and see what's going on, okay? Thank you for watching. As usual, please remember to subscribe, share, like, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment if you will. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.